Don't worry, don't worry. We're gonna get started in just a bit with the 100 subscriber live stream. But right now we're gonna vibe. Wait, hey, hey. I think that is a good place to stop there. Welcome, everyone, to Simulacra. You're watching Simulacra. I'm Bryson, and this is 100 subscribers. We just passed 100 subscribers a few days ago, maybe Wednesday or Thursday or so. Today's Friday, and that's a big accomplishment. Right now, I've posted, I want to say, 163 videos on my YouTube channel. Let's go to the view channel. Let's see. Yeah, we're at 163 videos posted with 103 subscribers. Now, admittedly, over the last 2 weeks, I have not been putting out any long form content at all. Yeah, I just hit 3 weeks. My last video was we won't survive this Bitcoin bear summer. We're going to survive. At least those of you that are not selling your Bitcoin, you're holding on to it. You're still trying to find ways to buy at these prices like I am. It's hard, but I think the best thing to do is just keep providing value, and the more value you provide, the more Bitcoin you'll be able to buy. But we're going to survive this Bitcoin summer. But I haven't posted a long form in 3 months, not 3 months, 3 weeks. And this is kind of the perfect time to have this 100 subscriber live stream at this point. Because, I haven't really just kicked it in a minute. I haven't put out a build in public, a long form build in public. I've been posting shorts every day. That's easy sauce. It's easy sauce. But I haven't got on and kicked it and told you about some things that are happening with me. So, first thing is, I think we're starting a new channel. As soon as we get to 100 subscribers, we start a new channel, right? Yes. I think we're starting a new channel, but this channel is going to be about combat, as in fighting. Fighting MMA is big interest of mine, and a person I know. This is a channel we should have started 15 years ago, as we've been watching the UFC since 2006. So, more than 15 years ago, really 20 years ago. But better late than never. We have the expertise to break down fights, talk about what's happening in the fight game. We won't only be talking about UFC. We will definitely be getting into the different other promotions, whether it be whether it be PFL, and MVP of Netflix just had a pretty big merger. So we're going to talk about that. Whether it's any of the K1 or Ryzen or bare knuckle brawls or the dirty boxing fight promotion. We're going to talk about it because there is a lot of good combat happening out in the world, in grappling everywhere, that needs to be talked about. And I think we are very good people to break that down. So we're going to be doing a podcast. It's probably going to be like an hour, 5, 6, 7 topics, 10 minutes each or so, on various weekly topics that are happening in the, fight world, the combat world. And then we're also going to be posting shorts in terms of breakdowns. So, might be a minute long exchange between two fighters. We'll break that down, what happened in that exchange, who got the better end of that exchange, and why. And then we'll also probably do full fight breakdowns. Not even probably. We're going to do full fight breakdowns also, leading up to big fights and after big fights. Now, I don't know if we're going to be talking about every single, fight night of every single promotion that's happening, just because there's a lot happening. But the biggest fights that we're interested in, we're going to be talking about. One being a big one that's coming up is that Islam and Ian Machado Gary fight. Very interesting. I don't know what's happening with Machado Gary right now, but it seems like Islam is preparing for war. I'm getting the algorithm sending me Islam Makachev YouTube videos. The title just says, he's doing sprints in a mountain. I don't know. He's doing sprints up mountains. And however Machado Gary's preparing. Um, I say that, but Machado Gary is a really, really good fighter. And I think this is going to be a big test for Islam. But among that fight, we'll get into other fights. We'll break down, everything that we know about the fight game. Because I think at the end of the day, your life is just going to revert back to your passions you had as a child. That's what's going to happen. Your life is going to revert back to the passions you had as a child. And I think people that stay away from that and are not attracted to those things you were interested in before all of your responsibilities probably don't end up being the happiest later in life. And you don't want to get older and thinking about all the things that you wanted to do, you could have done, you didn't have time to do. You definitely have time to do them. Life is long. People say life is not long. I think life is long, but maybe what do I know? I'm still in my 20s, but I think life is long. And it is passing by very quickly, seemingly, but I really do think that is the case when you are just zombied, zoned out, because you're not doing shit you actually like to do. You're not using your time, energy, intention. That's really the only things that we have in this simulacrum, whatever this is your time, energy, attention. That's what your agent, human body, your agent has. And if you're wasting that on things that are not bringing you joy, then that's how you become a zombie. And so we're going to make sure to hone down on the things that we're interested in. We're going to hone in on the things that we are interested in. I've also gotten my jiu-jitsu bug back. I've had an on and off relationship with jiu-jitsu. It's very trying. The problem is, it's like you have to pay to get beat up. And that's not the problem. That's actually not the problem. The problem is that it does cost a lot to get really good at the sport. In terms of time, which is fine, but if you're not really competing a decent amount, rolling at your gym is not going to be the quickest way only to get better. You got to go out and compete against other people who you've never seen roll before. People at the gym, you see them every day, you know what they're going to go for, you know their body types. But getting better is really done under uncertainty. When you are uncertain and you strive against that uncertainty, amongst that uncertainty, then that's where you get better at pretty much everything, and especially combat sports. But I've been getting the jiu-jitsu bug. There's an open mat that I found that is down the street. Not down the street. It's a good 30 minutes from my where I live. But I think I'm going to head to open mats. Granted, I'm not really in a position right now to go to class. I want to be in that position realistically in the next month, going back to class where I was going to class, and really committing myself to this journey, because I definitely want to be decent, in a few years, and decent enough to teach other people for sure. But there's an open mat. I think I'm going to start going to that, get a nice, 3, 4, 5-minute rolls in, nice 15, 20 minutes worth of rolling, maybe, at a 6 out of 10 pace, a nice flowy session, I think could be good for me. They're only one Sunday a week. It's only on Sundays, so that does suck. In terms of rolling, you're you're not going to get good enough rolling one day a week for 15 or 20 minutes, but it's something. And it can hold me over while I figure out exactly the pathway to, starting up that training again. So, in terms of the new channel, the name will be released, I guess, tomorrow, whenever I make it, because, somebody could just be watching this live stream and take the name, but I'll probably get off this stream and make it. I talked to the other person. There a go. So I think we're going to go for it. So I'll create this channel today. Probably post today or tomorrow. The first couple things I want to post about are this PFL and MVP merger. And then also a really funny thing that's going off on the internet, or in the fight world internet at least, is King Green and AB and whoever AB's boxer friend is. His box friend just got smoked. He's like a 19-0 professional boxer. And, King Green, they people sleep because maybe you're not a champion, you're not in the top 3 in the division, but it's like, you are a certified MMA fighter in the lightweight division that has always been absolute hell. He's nice. And from the footage I saw, he didn't grab onto them. There was no grappling. There's a couple times the boxer ducked down. It's like, oh, you got knee in the face in MMA. So it's just a different world. It's a different world. It is a completely different world. But that's the next thing we're going to break down in terms of fight combat stuff. Those are the 2 main things I want to break down. I might talk about it today. There's also a PFL fight night or main event tonight. There's Usman Nurmagomedov. I want to say that's his name. Correct? Usman? Yes. So Usman Nurmagomedov is fighting tonight. Another Russian Dagestani man. They're so good. They're so good. I imagine there's just nothing to do in Dagestan but train all day. If you live in New York, and you're a fighter, or you live in LA, you live in Cali, you're a fighter, you live in Miami, there's just a lot of stuff to do other than train. But other than look at all the ox out on the plains, I don't know what else there is to do but train in Dagestan. And that's why they're the baddest people right now on the planet. They are having an absolute renaissance in terms of fighting. I wonder when it's going to end, because all things like this end. The Brazilians had a really big wave in the UFC for a time. The Americans had a big wave. A couple of other nationalities have had a big wave, but this Russian, specifically Central Asia renaissance in terms of fighting has really been something interesting to see. So it'll be interesting from a historical standpoint when that ends, because we'll be able to timestamp it as, oh, from this time to this time they had their run, and that was the coolest thing ever. Because a lot of times, and people still do, the casuals do, they'll whine and boo during the long grappling sessions. But honestly, I never minded Khabib's grappling, because it was always pounding someone into oblivion, moving positions, advancing your position. He never just sat on there and hugged you. So, but I understand for a casual who just wants to see people get knocked out, you might think that is boring. But so there's a fight night. There's a main event today for PFL that I want to watch. Usman Nurmagomedov is fighting, and he is fighting Colgan. I haven't seen Colgan fight, Archie Colgan. This is my first time seeing him fight, so it'll be very interesting to watch that. And I'm also super interested in this Dakota fight. How do you say her name? Dakota Dacheva? She's really good striker, really good striker. She's about my age. Well, oh, she just turned 28 actually. So she just turned 28 the other day. She is undefeated in the PFL, and she's really the face of women's fighting in the PFL right now, and maybe women's fighting overall in terms of the younger generation. Valentina is a little bit older in terms of, I want to say Valentina's 36. Yeah, Valentina's 38. So she's definitely the face right now in terms of the women's MMA. But I want to see this. Her opponent is a older fighter. Her opponent's 38. So I don't know. It seems like this Dakota Tacheva has run through everyone else in the division, and this is just the next person up. So I want to see what she does. I think it's going to be a good fight. The only thing about the PFL that is great about the UFC is I know exactly where to watch the UFC. I have no idea where to watch this fight. They say it's going to be on ESPN. I don't really even know anybody who has ESPN anymore. I don't know. We'll see. We might have to hit the streaming, the streamies. We might have to hit the streamies. Back in the days, you already know. Back in the day, we hit the streamy for the fights, but I think it'll be a good fight. But that's what we're gonna do: MMA stuff, fight stuff, on another channel, not Simulacra. On Simulacra, I think Simulacra has been going well. I like the direction of the channel. I do think we could post more long form content for sure. For sure. I've been slacking the last 3 weeks. Definitely, admittedly, I was posting a good long form kind of flow. I was posting damn near every 2 days or so, 3 days in terms of long form. And I've slacked on that. Definitely going to get back to that. I think this is the first day of getting back to that. And I kind of have a little surprise. Not really a surprise. We're getting back to signals from Simulacra. When's the last time we put out a signals from Simulacra? Ooh, May 19th. Okay, let's say May. That's June, July. So it's been a long time since we put out a Simulacra. Let me charge my computer. Wait a minute. All right, cool. Computer's charging. I'm going to be honest. Lately, all of my Apple equipment, computer, my Mac, and my phone, they've been playing with my battery life at the headquarters. I'm not getting a new Mac anytime soon, so y'all can stop with that. And I'm not getting a new phone. So that's not happening. That is not happening. But the last time we put out a Signals from Simulacra was the Global Economy, the Bitcoin Solution. That was the title of the episode. May 18th. So it's been a good 2 months. We haven't put out Signals from Simulacra, but we're going to start back again because there is a lot of stuff we actually need to talk about. I want to get back to doing those weekly for sure. This Hachisu build has been taking over, and then also posting content, every day in terms of shorts has been taking over. But that's actually not an excuse because I sat down and I put together the presentation after 2 hours of working on it. I worked on it for an hour and a half one day, an hour and a half the other day, and it was done damn near. So I need to add a few touches and record. So it's really no excuse to not be putting out full shows every week. It's easy content because you know how we can chop that hour episode up into who knows how many different shorts, and then an hour-long video can be chopped up into, you know, 4 or 5 videos. Speaking of that right now, I need to chop this system design explained in 1 hour. It's an hour and a half. That's an hour and 4 minute video, and I haven't chopped that up. When did I post that? A month ago? Yeah, that's getting chopped up into 5 videos. For sure, that's getting chopped up into 5 videos. But yeah, we haven't. I was just checking something. We haven't posted a long form in a minute, but we've been posting short forms. But we're going to get back to it. I have a lot of topics in the queue. I still need to finish Hachisu. I'm on the testing. I have 3 of the payment features finished testing, and then we're going to add the send receive. And then yeah, we're putting that on the Apple Store and we're ripping and running. So Hachisu is going to be finished very soon. I need to make the updates for Community Pool also. I think Community Pool is going to be made Bitcoin only. I think the sentiment is very low for crypto, and I don't know if anything besides Bitcoin is really going to last the test of time. And the test of time to me is the next decade, 15 years. Right now, I just have Ethereum, PaxG, and Tether, but I think I will move to Bitcoin only for Community Pool for sure. But we have to make those 2 changes, put out Hachisu, and that is pretty much it on the product side. In terms of content, I want to do a full Bitcoin Pay server setup and show all of you how to set up a Bitcoin Pay server, pay for a Luna node, and then connect a on-chain Bitcoin wallet so you can send and receive Bitcoin using your Pay server, and you can self-host a Pay server for other people. So I definitely want to show you that. It's probably going to be an hour-long video. Really, I actually don't know if I need to wait for the blockchain node to sync for me to do some of those send and receive. I probably do, but that's going to be a full video at some point. I really want to record that this week or so. I've been doing a lot of job hunting in terms of finding a salaried position. Because while I'm making content and products is very fun, I can't use the money that I get from any of the products I'm making because, I want to be a actual CEO of a business. I can't use that to buy food. Well, you can, but I want to take all the money, any money that I make from these products and put it back into the product so the product can help more people and grow. So, looking for AI, software, systems design, things like that. So, been having interviews, product engineer, AI product engineer, stuff like that, design engineer, stuff like that. So, that's been taking up some time. But in general, I think everything is going as well as it can. I really do have an itch to get back into training, though. I really think I'm going to go to this open mat for sure on Sunday. I have my rash guard and stuff. I need to cut my nails so I can be, so I can be hygienic for the community. But other than that, I'm ready to go. I think I should go back and try for that. In terms of this channel, I really like the direction of this channel. Like I said, I think I could post way more long form content. So we're going to get back to having a 10 or so minute video out for all of you week on, pretty much every 2 to 3 days for sure. We're going to get back into that. And I don't know. I'm just going to continue to make content that I like to make surrounded about AI and Bitcoin. I think that will be the best way for me to buy more Bitcoin, just by providing value to all of you. So I think we're going to do a lot more like beginner Bitcoin videos in terms of, I do have some videos on here. I have, if you don't understand Bitcoin, you don't understand money. I have, how banks really create dollars, the banking system that controls the world. So I have some of that, but I think we need to do a lot more of the beginner Bitcoin videos. Like, what is Bitcoin? How does mining work? Pretty simple videos that I can, explain very, very quickly. They don't have to be like hour long videos. They can just be, 10-minute video on Bitcoin beginners topics. There's also a good amount of content in terms of interviews that I think I'm going to start reacting to. There's a economist interview with Elon Musk that's out that I want to get some content for later. I watched it earlier. It was very interesting. He said a few interesting things. One of the major things that he talked about, he said that he doesn't think that money will be a thing in 10 years. He thinks money will be irrelevant, which I could see that if you're under the premise that this AI age will bring in immense abundance where there's no bottleneck on digital intelligence. And then when the physical intelligence comes around and there's now no bottleneck on physical intelligence, the digital intelligence can make the physical intelligence, which makes more products, more things, then I could see how money could be made irrelevant if we have unlimited supply of products. If the cost is brought to near zero because the entire stack is completely automated and you can make so many products at once, then I can see in a world of pure abundance, unlimited abundance, money would be irrelevant. Do I think it's going to happen in 10 years? I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know how good AI will be in a few years. When ChatGPT first came out in 2023, it was good. I'm not going to say it was shit. Like, it was shit compared to what we have now. But, like, compared to, like, what it was, it's like this is a chat bot that's literally just answering your questions in real time. And then you've had that before, you had the little chat bots on, websites and stuff like that, the little automated helper bot, bot chats, but you hadn't had a full, generative AI with a LLM. That was a new thing. And so in the last 3 years, we're not even at 3 years fully yet, because ChatGPT dropped in November 2023. So in this year of November, we'll be at 3 years. It's gotten really, really good. I'm building a Bitcoin payment processor with AI using these models and Cursor. It's really good. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. I'm seeing Waymos everywhere. Every time I go to the city, I see a Waymo. I see probably, I don't know. I see a Waymo. I see a Waymo every 5 minutes. I literally see a Waymo every 5 minutes when I go to the city. It's kind of crazy at this point. And so I can only extrapolate 10 more years into the future. Every car is going to be driving around and no one's going to be in the driver's seat. Oh, there might be somebody in the driver's seat, but they won't be driving. I don't know. I think this AI is just going to be on an exponential curve, especially if the self-recursive piece comes into play. Now, in terms of like AGI and super intelligence and like what the agents were in the Matrix, I don't know about all that. I don't know if these models are going to actually become, sentient, or if that's just, quite truthfully, science fiction. I don't we have no clue. But right now, they are really good models that can do a lot of different things. I still think, writing, painting, some creative things like that, I think the expert level human is better at, but software development, building apps, writing, reviewing code, creating standard operating procedures, anything with like specifications, requirements, anything with specification requirements, a problem statement, the AI is really good at. It's hard to have specifications and technical requirements for a painting. Obviously, you can, like, you can tell somebody they can use only a certain utensil, like painter's utensil, or a certain type of canvas, or a certain color, or a certain type of ink, or whatever the case may be. But specifications to where, like, if this code isn't correct, then this is going to break, versus if you use red instead of blue right here, you could still create a very beautiful painting. And so I don't know how good this AI is going to get. I'm going to keep using it and keep getting better at using it. I think that's really the only way. Keep yourself sharp. You don't really want to, in my opinion, be in the sand and just be like, oh, late stage capitalism and AI and doom and gloom. It sucks, but the best thing you can do is use the products to build, especially if you're using the products to build things that you are already working on at your normal job or whatever you're doing in your daily life. Or if you're using it to build products that have nothing to do with the job you're doing right now. It's really opened up the Pandora's box so that anybody with an idea and some level of domain experience in that field can create a product with AI. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about. We need to make a video. I need to make a video also on the open source debate. So right now, there's pretty much an open source debate in terms of using the open weight and closed weight models. So Kimi K just released, Kimi K3 just released. So this is a Chinese open weight model, and it is as good in terms of the benchmarks as the leading US models, but it's way, way cheaper. It's like 10 to 20 times cheaper. It's insane. And one of the, people on the Moonshots podcast, I want to say it was, I don't remember the name. I don't remember who said it at all. I don't know if it was Salim. It might not have been Salim. I don't think it was Peter Demandis either. It was Alexander Goss. He made a good point when he said, what are these frontier labs doing with all the money? Like, why are the Chinese open weight models so cheap and work just as good, just as well compared to the US models? And I mean, I don't know. I think the pretty simple answer to that is just like, the US is filled with a bunch of grift. And so even well-meaning people, like Dario maybe seems to be, of Anthropic, there's going to be money shaved off the top, or maybe not shaved off the top. The budgets the budgets of things in the US balloon. Let's just say that. They balloon to more than what is actually needed to deliver the product. It's a model, it's a business model that has been, standardized and popularized by the military industrial complex. Oh yeah, we need like, $1 trillion. But don't those planes only cost 500 billion? Yeah, but like, we need a trillion. So I imagine that's a little bit of what these Frontier Labs are doing. I have a topic in the next Signals of Simulacra video talking about how the major tech companies that have these models um, have now crossed almost or are going to cross by 2027, which is in 4 or 5 months. It's right around the corner. $1.1 trillion in capex spend. That is a lot of money that they are spending in AI to not get a return as of yet. They say we're going to get a return, but I haven't heard a good explanation for how ChatGPT makes money. It also seems that ChatGPT is kind of priced lower than the value that it provides. I get way more than $20 a month worth of value out of ChatGPT. So I don't know how they're making money, because if I've almost built an entire app and Cursor's $20 a month and ChatGPT is $20 a month, when pre AI it would have taken thousands of dollars and the expertise of a team of 5, 10, 15 people to build an application. I don't know how they're making money. I really don't know how they're making money. I don't know how Nvidia and Taiwan Semiconductor are making money. The people who make the money are the people who sell the shell. The people who make the money are those who sell the shovels during the gold rush. And in this AI gold rush, if you're selling and designing, if you're designing and you're manufacturing chips, and you're making the money. I don't know what these Frontier Labs are doing in terms of making money. So Kimi K3 and the Chinese open weight models, which is not the first time it's happened. Remember the DeepSeek moment, which I still kick myself that I was not able to put an option call on Nvidia on the DeepSeek day. Oh my gosh. When Nvidia crashed 20% in a day, and it was back at all-time highs in 3 weeks, which everybody knew was going to happen. No one really thought, the Chinese models are going to like ruin Nvidia. Now, that could still happen, which I actually don't even think that's a realistic argument or worry, just because the Chinese, US, it's a race. It's not a race. The US and China are deeply entangled inside of each other economically and politically and geopolitically. There's no race. So, yeah, when Nvidia dropped 20% in a day, that would have been a great call. I mean, even if you would have done a 2-month call out, you would have made great money, because it went back to all-time highs 3 weeks later. But you live and you learn. But that's why you need to be ready for moments like that. So there's some things we need to talk about in terms of AI. We're gonna tackle some of them in the Signals from Simulacra, as well as some one-off videos. But in general, I'm feeling good about the channel. I honestly want my engineering career to go more well. I feel like the alternative side of my career is going well in terms of content, creating products and things like that. But the traditional side, the 9 to 5, it's a rough go. It's a rough go for us younger people, and kind of meshing into that professional managerial class culture. But I think everything's going to go well. I'm pretty optimistic about it. I'm not too worried. I especially think that Hachisu, my Bitcoin payment processing app, I think it's going to be really good. And I think it's going to be a hit. I was talking to another founder at a gathering that I go to. It's called the Atlanta Blockchain. Has a gathering every Thursday. I'm already losing my voice. Oh my gosh. I've only been talking for. I didn't record this. I guess I haven't been recording this video, which is kind of annoying. But I mean, it's online, so that's fine. Are we still live? We're still live though. We are still live. Interesting. I forgot to record this video. It's fine. It's not that deep. I'll just talk about these things again when I need to record another video. But, what was I talking about? 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 Damn, I don't remember what was I talking about. I was losing my voice already, and it's only been 50 minutes I've been streaming so far. But in general, I think everything's going well. I'm going to continue to deliver great content for all of you. Watch out for the combat channel that we are starting. And in the comments, leave a comment about what you want to see from the AI and Bitcoin space. It feels like in terms of Bitcoin, the sentiment is so down and so low that it seems defeating. But it's not, because this is just the regular cycles of Bitcoin. We're at 60K right now, so we're down 50% from all-time highs. We might be going down even more to the 40s. A lot of people are talking about. I'm going over a video by Benjamin Cohen. Shout out Benjamin Cohen. Super intelligent guy in the Bitcoin space. And he was talking about time-based capitulation and how important time-based capitulation is. People only look at price-based capitulation. But time-based capitulation is really important. And he was noting that during non-presidential election years, so during the midterm years, the price of Bitcoin is doing exactly what it's done for the past, I think, 3 midterm year cycles. So the last one would be 2022, and then 2018, and then 2014. And he went through it. It's doing the exact same thing. I personally think Bitcoin still has a 4-year cycle. In terms of the 4-year cycle, this would be the cycle that we're down. If the halving was actually, should we be up? We actually should be up, technically. If the halving was in 2024, and in the halving year and the... No, actually, let me go. There's a chart that shows exactly Bitcoin's returns in the halving years. There's a chart. It's a famous chart. So Bitcoin yearly returns based on the halving year. So let's see, 2024 is a halving year, 2022, 2020, 2016, and 2012. So 2013, a year after a halving year, we were up. The 2 years after the halving year, we were down. So that's 2014. 2015, we were up. 2016, we were up. That's the halving year. 2017, we were up the year after the halving year. 2 years after the halving year, which is 2018, we're down. 2019, we're up. 2020 is the halving year, we're up. 2021, the year after the halving year, we are up. 2022, 2 years after the halving year, we are down. So 2023, we were up. 2024, we were up. 2025, we reached all-time highs. Granted, we did erase all of that by the end of 2025, and we've kind of been, down since. But we did reach all-time highs in the year after the halving. And so it makes sense that 2 years after the halving of 2024, we're completely down. So I assume that Bitcoin is just going to be shit and down for the rest of the year, and we'll start ripping again, March, April, May, June, July, August, September of 2027. So basically a year from now. But I'm not too worried about it. Bitcoin is a long term thing. We just got to keep buying Bitcoin. I'm going to keep buying Bitcoin. You cannot buy Bitcoin if you want, but I'm going to keep buying Bitcoin. All right. How long have we been on this? We've been streaming for 52 minutes right now. I don't know why my voice is already going. That's really annoying. It's probably because I've been outside all day doing stuff. But I think this is a good 100 subscriber stream. On to the next, milestone. The next will be 1,000 subscriber stream. I have a goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers by October. I think I can do that. I think that's will be pretty, light work to do, as long as I keep my head down, keep posting videos, keep making good content, finish my products, put out products that help people, actually help people. Like, I'm not building, shout out to all you building an insurance app, but I don't think we need an insurance app to make insurance better. Building a Bitcoin payment processor so people can have access to Bitcoin. But overall, this was a good stream. I was a little bit nervous because I was like, what am I going to talk about? I have no really notes planned for this stream. I don't know what I'm going to talk about on 100 subscriber stream. It wasn't going to be a Kai Cenat stream. I don't got, I don't got a performance in the background. I was just kicking it. So in terms of just coming on and kicking it, really not having any notes, I think I did a pretty good job. But I don't know. I always am not sometimes, during like regular 10-15 minute videos, I'll make an outline what I want to talk about, have my thumbnail ready and stuff. But I mean, even on the signals from Simulacra, they're kind of longer shows. I do have a presentation that I go through, but just things like this where I'm cutting on the camera, I'm very confident I can vibe on the camera for 10, 15 minutes, by myself. But when you're talking for an hour, a full hour, and you need to sit here and talk, it can get a little bit like, damn, can I really sit here and talk for an hour and have a decent like flow of conversation, keep it interesting? But doing hard things and then getting through them makes you more confident. And so I feel really good about this stream, and I got to an hour of pretty much nonstop talking. So I, feel pretty good. I think this is a good stopping point. I want to eat some food. I had some amazing Thai food last night. It was absolutely fire. I've never been to this place. I think it's a terrible location because I would never go there again in terms of the location. Absolutely terrible location. But fire food. But I'm going to see what I'm about to get into. I think I'm going to do some more testing on Hachisu. I want to make some content probably for this Elon Musk video, maybe a short or something of him saying, money won't be relevant in the next few years. I think that's all I really need to do. I need to post. I posted about, oh, I'm live, pull up, but that's not a real post. That's a, kind of post that no one's going to watch. Yeah, it has like 13 views. Nobody's watching that. Nobody's watching that at all. It was a terrible post. But I just need to put up some shorts, get some food, prepare to find out where I'm going to watch this PFL fight. I have no clue of where I'm going to watch this PFL fight, but it's a good Friday. It's a good Friday. It feels good outside. I hope all of you are enjoying your Friday. I hope you had a good week. Get some good vibes in this weekend. Get some good sun, at least down here where I'm living. It's mad sunny and hot. So remember to get out, get active. I know I am. I'm going to try to hit up this open mat on Sunday. I really think, it'll be good for me to continue to go to this open mat that I found. But yeah, you've been watching Simulacra. I'm Bryson. I appreciate all of the 103 now subscribers that have joined Simulacra and want to learn more about AI, Bitcoin, maybe just like my voice, I don't know, but like the content that I am providing. I am 100% going to provide more content, more long form content, definitely more frequently for all of you. Remember to like, subscribe, share with your friends. You've been watching another video from Simulacra. This was the 100 subscriber stream. This is a shout out to me in the future, and I'm out. Bye, everyone. All right, that would have been way more smoother if like I already had my,